Hi Audio 2. I'm going to go over your second proficiency, which is the first proficiency that you get to do in the actual recording studio. So this is going to be a basic record with fader reverse proficiency involving one microphone. So the scenario is that we have an invisible guitar player in a small ISO booth who needs to record a short guitar part. We need to set up a microphone, we need to set up headphones with the Aviom system, and we need to record 30 seconds of this guitar part. It's a short guitar part, so just 30 seconds is all we're going to record. We need to make sure we're recording at an appropriate level in Pro Tools, and we need to make sure the guitar player can hear themselves and the click track in their headphones. So there are multiple ways that you can get the signal from the microphone to Pro Tools and back to the console. There's no one right way to do this. All that matters is that you get 30 seconds of the guitar recorded at an appropriate level and that your microphone setup is good. You don't have a loose mic stand. The mic didn't droop down. You also don't want to forget to set up the headphones and send the click to the invisible guitar player. So there are several things that can go wrong, even though this is a simple proficiency. So let's go get started in the other room. Okay, so when you walk in to do the proficiency, you will be going into the small ISO room right here. You will see a mic stand and a speaker with guitar coming out because we have an invisible guitar player in here right now who wants to record. So what we have to do is set a mic up to mic the speaker. We have right over here conveniently everything you need to do the proficiency. We have a microphone with a clip, a mic cable, an Aviom cable, a pair of headphones, and here is an Aviom conveniently right there. So now we just need to get started by miking up this speaker. Okay, so I'm going to start out by grabbing the microphone and coming over to the stand. It's going to be loose when you come in, so first thing, make sure you tighten the center pole up. And then I'm going to use my trick of twisting the stand onto the clip, and I'll turn the volume down so you can hear me a little better. So I'm going to turn the stand instead of spinning the mic around. And then I'll just tighten it up here. Going to loosen it. And then don't be afraid to just move the entire stand to position it the way you want it. So now I can't hear it at all, but there it is. Okay, so just like that, just a couple inches away from the speaker is fine. And now we can plug it in. And make sure you hold on to the mic when you plug it in, because you really have to push on this one to snap it in place. Okay, so the other end of the mic cable is going to go in this box, and we have our choice of inputs. I'm just going to do input A11, and I'll have to set this down so I can use both hands. Okay, so now we just have to set up the Aviom, which means we need to plug the Ethernet cable in to where it says in. And then the other end is going to go into C3 right there. So we're looking for power, so make sure the lights are on. And we need to plug in our headphones for our invisible guitar player right back here. All right, you can just leave the headphones sitting on the box. You don't have to give them to the invisible guitar player. And you're probably going to be in a hurry, so if you don't completely tidy up the cables, it's okay. Alright, so now it's time to go into the other room and actually get signal on this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back up where it needs to be. Alright, let's go. Okay, so when you come into the control room, first thing you want to do is make sure you're in record with fader reverse. Pull up the master fader and the control room volume. And then you're going to look at Pro Tools. So there will be more than one track, a lot of tracks with everybody's name on it. You're going to look for the track that has your name on it. So I have a track that I have my name on, and if you notice, it is input 7 and output 7. Yours will probably be different than input 7 and output 7. I'm going to record enable my track, and now since I know I plugged my mic into input 11 in the other room, I'm going to make it easy on myself and change this to 11. You can change it, or you can leave it the same and use the routing matrix, or you can cross patch. There's many different ways of getting the signal from the mic into your track on Pro Tools. So however you want to make it easy on yourself is fine. Okay, so my mic is on 11 because I didn't cross patch. So the mic signal's here on 11. That is a condenser mic. I need to come up here and hit 48 volts. And then I can hit direct because I changed my input. If I left it input 7 instead of direct, I would come up to the routing matrix and find the button for 7. But I changed it so I can hit direct. Okay, so now I could either do Les's method of pulling up the mic pre until the channel overloads and then bringing it down a click, and bringing up the small fader until I have a good level. So I could do it that way, or I could do it the way I showed you in class, which is to bring the small fader up to 0 and then bring up the mic pre until you have a good level. And then you can adjust the small fader if you need to make a minor adjustment. So I'm looking for a level about like that, which is just at the top of the dark green and peeking into the light green in Pro Tools. Okay, so I don't hear it, and that is because it is returning to VCA fader 7. So there it is. I will just turn it down so we don't need to listen to it loud. We do need to send the click track and this guitar to the invisible guitar player's headphones. So the click is coming out 16. So 16 is here. I don't have to pull this fader up because that's just for me to hear. But what I can do is send the click track using either the stereo cue or aux 1. I'll just go ahead and use the stereo cue and turn that up and hit pre. And then I need to send the guitar. So the guitar I want to send from the monitor path here. So I'm going to go up on the monitor path fader to aux 1, press it down, turn it up, and hit pre. So now if I go over and I check, I can go external to monitors, cue stereo, and if we were recording, we would hear the click, and Q1 is the guitar. So I'll go ahead and record now. So we got our levels and everything, so I just need to record for 30 seconds. Now if you happen to have pulled up the click, no, the guitar is not going to be in time with the click, so don't worry about it. You don't even have to listen to the click, but I am going to make sure it is in the headphones. So it's in the stereo cue, so that would be going to the headphones of the guitar player. And then they're in Q1. So both the stereo cue and Q1 are both going to the headphones. And I was only needing 30 seconds of guitar, and there it is. I went over a few seconds, which is fine. Okay, and that is your whole proficiency. So there are several things that you just need to make sure you understand, and that's mostly signal flow getting from the mic into Pro Tools. If I don't hear the signal in the monitor path, it's okay as long as it's going to the headphones. So you could have that fader down, but still have signal at Pro Tools from the channel path. And if you remember to do the headphones, you could either do this one, could be stereo cue, and the click track could be aux 1, or vice versa, or you could not use those at all and patch both of them, which let me show you how that would look if you decided to patch into buttons 1 and 2, for instance. So my guitar was coming out 7 and my click was coming out 16, so I just go to multi-track returns and go into, or come out of 16 into T1. That would put the click on button 1 of the Aviom, and then my guitar was coming out 7 of Pro Tools, and if I put that into button 2, then I have click on button 1 and guitar on button 2 of the Aviom, which the way I did it with the stereo cue and aux 1 would have put whatever was on the stereo cue would be on buttons 15 and 16, and whatever was on aux 1 would be on buttons 14. So you can do it either way. You can patch into the Aviom, or you can use the stereo cue and aux 1. Okay, so that is your whole proficiency. You have 10 minutes to complete it. That does not include teardown. Teardown is not part of the 10 minutes. The 10 minutes is just to get the signal recorded and in the headphones. Okay, hopefully this helps.